like you're supposed to have it all together, but inside you're wondering how everyone else makes it look so easy, you're not alone. This is Southern Sisters, a place for women who want to grow without the guilt, find purpose in the messy middle, and be reminded that you were made for more. Make sure you stick around. We always save the bloopers for the end. Welcome to our episode of Southern Sisters. We're so glad you're here today. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, we are excited for today's episode. It's going to be awesome. Before we jump into that, I have a listener review that we wanted to share. This is from Mama Llama 392. And if I know you in real life, like I tried really hard to see who this was, but I have no idea.
Mama Llama.
That's so funny. Mama Llama.
So Mama Llama, we see you and we hear you. And if you would love to send me a text, I'm intrigued to know who you are.
Yeah, me too.
The odds of you having my cell number are pretty high. So, but if not, just, I don't know.
That's funny.
That'll be good. Okay. Mama Llama says, these women are amazing. I know when I'm having a rough day, I can listen to an episode or two and have my cup filled. So I think it's fantastic. That's what it's all about. All right. Our icebreaker question for the day is, if you had to let one sister plan your entire wardrobe for a year, who would you choose and why?
That one's easy. Evie.
Why?
Because she's like the trendiest of us all. It's probably because she's the youngest, but I have no idea. I mean, I know it's in fashion. Apparently it's all that Abercrombie stuff coming back from the 90s. Apparently that's like super trendy right now. But because Evie knows what's going on and she knows what looks good.
A couple of weeks ago, we had our family pictures, and I asked Evie for all the advice on how everyone should look, and it was super helpful. Like, she would send me stuff, and I loved it, and I'm sorry, I don't think I ever thanked you properly. I was going to write you a thank you note and have it brought with me today, and was just like crazy before we got, but I just appreciate you taking the time to look around. I'm like, oh, Evie said this is cool, so I'll do this. And then Evie said this is cool. Like, I loved the smocked thing you gave me for the girls, and like, it was very great. So we appreciate her talents. I love it. All right, Courtney, who would you choose?
Who would you choose? I said that it just depends on what I'm looking for. Like if I'm going out with my husband and wanting to look like super trendy and hot, then I'll go with Evie, right? She'll be picking out my outfit for that. If I want comfy, I've had way too many of Lindsay's clothes. Did not know that like Lindsay's the pajama queen. So like whatever her latest pajamas are, they're amazing.
And like butter.
Yeah, like butter.
Not swimsuits, but pajamas.
No, don't come to me for a swimsuit.
And Megan is my like running around after the children like dress, but still looking cute. Like you always have cute styles. So I'm still wanting to. I really want to get into the Stitch Fix thing. Like I really want to do that. That's one of my goals.
should.
So hot.
Shout out.
Yeah, Mom, you're hot.
That's crazy. I love it. I think that'd be good. And you already said Evie?
Yes.
Which sister would you pick?
Evie's like none
None
of them.
But this was a hard one for me. I think
I hate all of your styles.
no. Okay. Ultimately, I think that I would pick Megan.
But look at my shoes.
Megan. All right, let's hear it.
Because Megan is really good at layering. And she always has like the cutest earrings. Like she's an earring girl for sure.
Totally.
I'm an earring girl for sure. We share that in common. I love the earrings you gave me for Christmas. I wear them all the time. They're my power
But
statement.
I just love how you like layer things so well.
Yeah, they all compliment each other. Look at that smile. Good job, Evie.
Layering things.
Well, it's good. It's a gift. Like your scrapbooking when you used to do that, you have an eye for it as a photographer.
For color.
Yeah.
What goes together? Yep.
I love it. Oh, that was great. I wasn't expecting that.
It has cute like little cardigans and stuff.
Yes.
And I love fall and
Yes.
Yep. We are so ready for fall.
Yep.
When this episode comes out, will fall be close? Maybe.
We'll be in fall.
Yeah. Okay.
fall starts this month.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. This is good. Okay, so we're going to share a funny or tender mom moment. This is our segment this time. Does anyone have a mom moment they want to share? Okay, I have one. I did think of one. Okay, so, and this is not super tender, but it is funny. It's more funny than tender, okay? So, we've been talking about it a lot. Our Kate left on her mission. And the first night she's gone, we're talking to her. So she left on a plane, but she didn't check in till the next day. So they give him a travel day. So she's staying at Ben's sister's house. And she's talking about oh, I'm so excited. Thursday is the day that I get to email people. So that was great. And we're on the phone and our oldest son is like, yeah, when I go on my mission, I'm not going to write anybody ever. I'm just going to write it in my journal and you can read it when I get home.
That's how my dad was.
And I was like, what?
Yeah, you just.
It had been a long day. This was the day she left, right?
Yeah,
and I was like, you have no idea what you just said. My heart just shriveled like a raisin.
So what did you say,
I
wise
said-
mother?
Oh my gosh.
We should all go to bed. And so we did go to bed. But the next morning, we had seminary. And after seminary got over, I was like, hey, Lucas.
Oh no, he had a mom that had all night to think about it.
Yep, I'd had hours and hours to think about this. And I was like, hey, Luke, I love you. But when you said that you weren't going to have any contact with us for 2 years, not 18 months, but 2 whole years of your life, I said, that made me really sad. And he was like, well, but, and I was like, if you are to go serve Heavenly Father and you are to serve a mission and be a missionary, you don't understand God's plan if you don't understand the importance of family. I said, how can you sell something that you don't believe in? And he was like, now granted it was 7 a.m, so he's sitting there like this, crazy hair, what?
Truth bomb.
I wasn't
She
prepared
did it
for this.
again.
And I just said, I was like, I really hope for your sake that before too much time goes by, you recognize the gift it is to have an older sister with the purity of heart and the clarity that you just, not everybody has. And maybe sometime you could value the gift your younger brother has for stewardship and taking care of and watching out for people, because that's something that is a gift that he has.
Yeah.
And I was like, and they're going to need you, never mind the rest of the crew. I said, they're going to need you because of the lens of love that you see the world through. Our family needs that.
It needs each other.
Yes. And I said, and God's plan is for us to all be walking back together. So if you think you're going to be armed with the scriptures and the Holy Ghost and you're going to be fine, you're going to be able to save people, you very well could do that, but you are not using all the gifts God has given you if you don't believe in the power of the family that you have. And he was like, he looks at me and he goes, yeah, I maybe need to reconsider that option.
He's going to remember that forever, Megan. He's like, I told my mom one time that I wasn't going to write when I was on my mission. And
gonna tell his
she
kids
shut it
that
down. She's like, oh, no, you didn't.
Yep.
The natural
teenage
the
thing that
natural
kids say.
response, yes, the natural response is to be whiny and be like, "That's not fair. What?
I can't believe you'd
I
say
can't
that."
believe you would say that. Don't we matter to you?" And it's like, no. You need to help him realize the value that he's missing out on.
Yeah.
Because it matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Especially when you put so much work into your kids.
Yep.
they just don't.
They
have
don't
any
know
idea.
until they have their own kids.
Yep.
Just like we didn't know.
Yeah.
When we said dumb things. Sorry, Mom and Dad. You don't know until you
Right? When I'm a college kid and arguing with my mom as she's about to drop me off at college because I want the cute jar of mayo.
I remember that.
You just don't know the things you do and say.
know. Yep.
So I just thought that was funny. That was my mom moment when I was just like,
That was a good one.
what?
That was a
You did good.
Anything else? Anybody want to share?
I think that's good.
Okay. That's our mom moment segment. All right. Today for our episode, we are talking all about what it looks like to surrender control and trust God. Guys, this is really hard.
Mm-hmm.
This is really, really hard. Whenever you say surrender control and trust God, what comes to your mind?
How much of a how much of a control freak I am.
It's the truth. Okay, so what are areas of your life that are hardest for you to surrender control? What ways does that show up in your life? Mine that I've been dealing with is our finances. Guys, I love wearing different hats and
Doing all the things.
doing all the things. And one of the things that I have felt like for the last little bit that I needed to do was to give all of our bills back to my husband. Like naturally I do them.
The
It's-
accountant,
yeah.
yes.
Yep. But it's just too much right now with schooling everybody and always remembering things. Like I just need some help. So turning that over to my partner, whom I love, adore, and trust.
Hello.
But it's like taking the control from myself and being like, here, do this, please. It's really hard.
Well, for the first time in your marriage.
Yeah. 23 years of controlling all of the finances. And I'm just.
How you doing, Ben?
Yeah. So, anyways, it's great, but it is hard. It is hard to surrender that. How does that show up for you?
I don't know. I mean, this year I've tried to focus on like serving people instead of trying to close business and just trusting that
Like your clients, serving your clients?
no, like
Or just people in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I got called into the Relief Society and it's changed my priorities to being more like ministering focused instead of like work focused. So I've just like, felt like if I do this, then I'll get blessed on this end. And it's by having my priorities in the right place that for me, I've seen it. It's crazy. Like I was really worried about hiring somebody for sales. And like this past month, I don't like other people representing me. It's weird. It's like whenever you send your kids out and they're wearing whatever they want and you're just like sometimes it's great and sometimes it's not so great, right?
But they chose it themselves.
Yeah.
Look, Mom, but I picked myself.
But like they're a reflection on you. And I
Yeah.
know my mom loves hearing me say that because I probably fought her so many times on what I was wearing.
Pantyhose.
Yeah, and the black boots I snuck in my backpack to school and wore anyways.
Yep.
So sorry, Dad. And so anyways, I was like, I don't know if I can do this, and I prayed about it, and God was like, she is meant to help you. She's going to be just as good a help for you as you will be for her. Like for your business. Like God doesn't just do one thing. He does a lot of different things when he is working his miracles. There's always several reasons for things happening. So ever since I hired her and we started to work together and we've kind of like talked about the goals that she has and stuff like that, like people are calling like crazy, you guys. Like it is blowing up.
Really?
Like I've already found her like 4 new accounts like this past 2 weeks. And like it takes like 13 weeks to get 2 accounts for the new people, And it's like people are just calling and they're just randomly being like, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me? Like people that I've planted seeds for and after 10 years. And it's like, okay, I see you, God. I see what's going on. Like you're going to provide it if we're willing, but it has to be, we've talked about this so much, has to be the willingness first. It has to be the jumping, leaping, doing the scary thing, letting go of what you think is supposed to happen and just trusting that God has got you and that he knows what you need and just having faith in that. And I feel like my whole adult life has been a testament to that. And it's something that I have learned. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. Acknowledge him in all thy ways and he will direct thy paths. Like that is my most favorite scripture. And it has just like carried me through the hardest times. And I've been able to just let go and let God. And it's not always easy. And sometimes it takes me a minute to figure out. But once I realize what's going on, I'm like, okay, I know that this has worked before and I know that he's got me and he can do it again. So
I feel like I've spent the last 5 years of my life, like letting go of control and watching things happen like miracles in my life. Like, I am in a place that I never thought I'd be in my life because I've let go of so much, like what I thought life would look like, what I thought I wanted to do, these great big plans that are like so tiny compared to what I have now. It feels like just letting go. And I've had a hard time lately because I've just been praying like, okay, what's the next thing you want me to do? Because it's been literally 4 or 5 years of like this thing, like step. And like, here are the things that are next. And here's what you need to do next. And they're all big and scary things. And like, do a podcast, create a program, open your agency. And the last several months, I was telling Megan the other day, I'm like, I'm having such a struggle because 2 months ago, he was like, this is your time right now of rest. This is your time to wait and to rest and to pause. I'm like, that is a horrible answer for somebody that likes to do things all the time.
Go.
Right? And so then a few weeks ago when Kennedy had her seizures, it went from thinking that I had given up my life to Heavenly Father and realizing that there was a piece that I was still holding on to, and that was my kids. And it's control is such a false sense of control, because it's not true. You don't actually have control over anything. Mm-hmm. It's like it's a defense mechanism that we use, but to have her go from being completely fine and this like beautiful, lively girl to having a seizure right in front of us, and then it happening again, and then rushing her to the hospital, and then it happening again in the hospital. That is the most terrifying time that I've ever felt in my whole life, because if it had happened to me, I could have handled it. You know, like, it would have been fine. But watching your kids go through something that's life-threatening several times over is pretty terrifying. And so we took her to the hospital, and they ran tests, and everything seemed fine. And they couldn't find anything or why it's happening or what's wrong. So they gave us this blanket diagnosis and sent us home with some oxygen. So the reason why Kennedy's seizures are really scary is because she stops breathing completely. And so I really struggled because they like send you home with medication. And they actually sent us home with oxygen because her stats dropped so low. And so I'm literally thinking in my head the whole time, it was like this fear was overcoming me, because I just kept thinking, I have 4 minutes to get to her. I have 4 minutes, and then she's going to have brain damage if I don't get to her and stop the seizure. So they have medicine that we put up her nose if she has a seizure. And I just kept like 4 minutes. And it was like I was trying to explain why this fear was overwhelming me. And Adam was like, it's fine. It's okay. We got this. He handles crises better than I do. But he's like, it's fine. His defense, like his way to cope was he bought all the things. He bought a camera. He bought a like pulse ox monitor for her, and he got her a watch that she can wear that'll alert us if she falls, but it alerts us when she's like playing, which is super annoying.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, did you fall? She's like, no, I just did a somersault.
Oh my god.
Okay, cool. So the whole part of the 4 minutes, it kept running in my head. And finally, I'm like, okay, so we have to keep an eye on her every second of every day. And I just like kept thinking, if I don't get to her, like I'll never forgive myself and get the oxygen on her and stop her seizure. So I just finally had a moment where I'm like, I can't do this. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing else I can do. I've done everything that I can do, and there's nothing else I can do but to trust God and give it to him. So I prayed really hard. And I finally, for days. And I finally just told God, I'm like, if she needs me, will you please yell? Like, yell so I can hear it. Let me know that things are fine. Let me know that she needs me. Just say it loudly so I can hear it, and my mom intuition will scream because we get busy and life gets crazy. So I felt this overwhelming peace, like, you're gonna know. If something happens, you're gonna know. And I'll tell you. And I'll give you the feelings, and you just have to trust me. So, my kids have been through some really hard things. Caleb's stuff was really hard. And all his surgeries and letting go and trusting that God would protect him when I couldn't. But Kennedy, the fact that this could happen at any moment. And now I feel like they gave her medicine that she takes every day. And it has completely changed her personality. And it's crushing me. So I literally feel like I'm poisoning my kid every time I give it to her. And so it has given her, they said one of the side effects is that she like rages, and she does. We've seen it lots of times. And so I've had to trust God of feeling like, okay, I feel like we need to wean her slowly and get her off of this medicine, and just slowly whittle it down. And it's so hard because the world wants to tell you that the doctors know exactly what's right and to just listen to them. But when your intuition is telling you something, it's so important to listen and to hear that message. And so we've just been figuring out what this life looks like. And I know this girl is meant to do really big things. She's amazing.
She is amazing. And just from watching this, I've seen the stress that you have gone through with this whole situation. It's been amazing to me to watch the lightening of the burden as you have been able to come to grips and turn to God and surrender this, because it's a really big deal. This is life-threatening. And I think as a parent, probably some of the hardest things that we have to go through is when heaven is teaching us lessons through our kids.
Yeah.
Because this is, Kennedy's 7.
Yeah.
She is not really going to remember this.
No, and after the seizure, she's like, what happened? And me and Adam and Austin were all like traumatized for the rest of our lives. And she's like, what's going on? Is everybody okay? Like cracking jokes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you don't have to experience what we're experiencing. That's also really important through this whole thing. I knew it was important that I didn't want her to change who she was. And I didn't want her to feel fear. And so, or Austin, because he was right with her when it first happened. And to have to teach him about overcoming the fear and the worry, because he has the biggest heart and worries about her. But him letting go of control and knowing that we're going to take care of her and we'll handle it. But teaching her that this is just part of her journey. And it's just part of what she is supposed to experience. I don't know why. I don't know why our kids have to go through really hard things.
But I can't help but feel like your stewardship over Caleb and what he went through was like a dry run practice for what Kennedy you've had to do. Can you imagine being a parent who's never had to watch a child constantly? How they would manage this? The stress of it?
I have thought about all of the surgeries that I've had in my life. Like, I had 2 really bad, big arm surgeries, and I had stomach surgery, and I've had all of these things happen, and my kids are the most surgery kids that have ever come in our family. But I'm supposed to be their mom, because had I not experienced that and the healing and the trauma, and on one of them, I almost died and didn't wake Adam up from sleeping. He was so mad. Had to have a blood transfusion and stuff. But had I not gone through that myself, I would have been terrified and overwhelmed. But I knew what it felt like to be under anesthesia, and I knew what it felt like to come out of it and to feel different. And we're all meant to have the kids that we have. Like, they are meant to be in our lives for a reason. And I'm really glad that I experienced that so I can be there for my kids in the right way.
And you also have Adam's mom, who's also
A doctor.
been a huge help with,
Yep.
with your kids.
It's true.
All right. So, what does healthy surrender look like versus just quitting? What does it look like to actually surrender versus just be like, I'm done? Because we all have those moments too. That's not really surrender. It doesn't really feel like surrender. It feels like giving up.
I think a healthy surrender is being humble enough to ask for help. Not, sometimes it's asking God for help, and sometimes it might be asking God and others to help you.
Yeah. I feel like you can quit and bury things and just decide there's nothing I can do about it and just go throughout life, or you can actually intentionally let go and let God and just say, I can't do anything. I've done everything I can do. What do you want me to do next? How do I handle this in the way that you want me to handle this? And how do I learn what you want me to learn from this so I can be the best person that I'm meant to be? Instead of just trying, we all try to do it on our own and try to figure it out and figure out the best plan. And I wish I could tell myself when I was younger to just take it to God first. The only way you're going to feel better. And it's true, because even this experience, I remember talking to Adam and he was like, we're fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. And I'm like, that's your coping mechanism. You're not fine. And me and Courtney were talking about that song. I'm not fine. I'm not fine. From Encanto. But I feel like, I'm like, no, why do I think that going to anybody else besides my Father in heaven who knows me and knows my heart is going to make me feel better? And it never does until I take it to the Lord. And once I do that, I'm like, okay, I don't need anybody else to tell me it's okay. I just need to let it go. And not just let it go, but literally take my burdens and put them at the feet of the Savior. Because he understands. And if I can let it go and understand that no matter what I've been through, it's nothing that he went through, he'll have my back and he understands.
There's power in that.
I just see surrender as like grabbing his hand, and giving up as just running away from him.
Yeah.
Like you do it with him. It's not that you're letting go of life. It's that you're letting go of the control of doing it all yourself. Doing it without him and away from him.
I was thinking about this it was probably a month or two ago. We were sitting in our main sacrament meeting, and there was a sister speaking, and she reminded me of the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And I don't know if you're super familiar with it, but it was at a time these boys were in a foreign country. They'd been taken prisoner. They were serving King Nebuchadnezzar, and he had a golden idol made up and said, you're going to worship this. And they said no. And so they were brought before the king, and he said, why aren't you going to worship this? I told you so. And they were like, we're not going to do it. And the scripture exactly says in Daniel chapter 3, verses 16 through 18, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. Meaning they're not holding anything back. They said, if it so be our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the fiery furnace, he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. But then verse 18 is where's the power and the true surrender they say, "But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up." So they get tossed into the fire. But here's the miracle. When the king looked, he saw not 3, but 4 men walking around the fire completely unharmed. In this instant, God couldn't take them out of the fire, but he showed up with it there with them. He was there with them. And that's a reminder for all of us that sometimes God can't remove the hard thing, but he's never going to make us walk it alone. And I think that's the example of the peace that you felt. And why it's so powerful that when we have those moments when things are really, really hard, that we don't just throw in the towel and say, "I'm done." But you turn to him and say, "Walk with me."
Yeah, all of the things that we've experienced the last several years in our life, it's brought us closer to God than any other thing that we could experience. It has brought us closer in our marriage. It's brought us closer as a family. And we rely on each other. And we put God first. And I'm really grateful for trials, even in the middle of it. Even though, like that story, I don't know. I want my kids to have a long and happy life. But if that's not in the cards for them, I have to be okay with it. Because it's God's plan. And he's going to walk us through every step of it. And it's okay.
Yep. That is the truth. In closing, we just want to share our reflection question for the week. And that is, what's one area of your life that you need to unclench your fist from and trust God this week? And I hope that as you are reflecting on your life, that you will have the courage that it takes to unclench that fist, because he wants to help us walk through these fires, and he's waiting for us to just come to him. And until next time, Lindsay, it's you.
I know. Keep striving, and we'll see y'all soon.
Now it's time for the bloopers.
Didn't we talk about this?
No.
No, we didn't last night. This hit me out of nowhere. Favorite food?
I know, right?
Can we do that one, please? I have no clue. We didn't even discuss this last night.
That shows
Yeah,
you.
I don't know how.
Do you have something?
I didn't. I couldn't think of
Do you have
anything.
something?
I don't have any tender mom
Because
moments.
lately I feel like my life has just been like, whoosh.
Mine too.
I know.
Let's do the food thing.
Food thing.
The one from the first episode we never did.
If you
Oh, that was
could
an
only eat-
icebreaker question. We just did an icebreaker
This is
Oh,
question.
this is a
segment.
segment.
This is the segment.
Yes.
Come on, guys.
Dang it.
Take 2 seconds to think of a Tinder story.